That's what happens when you buy summer tickets in advance because I'm just like, all right, man, I'm just going to go. Sure.
That's what I mean. Day of. I'm sure these games have been packed. Yankees, Orioles, which we'll get to. Are the Yankees kind of spiraling since they got exposed last weekend in the friendly confines of Fenway Park?
I know what you're trying to do with this question. I really do.
It's an honest question.
It's too hot outside to be engaging in bad faith. No, but jokes aside, I'm glad you asked that question because there does seem to be a common refrain among Yankee fans, most of the type who like to be miserable year round, that the Yankees were exposed in Fenway Park. And to that I ask, what happened in Fenway Park that we were not already aware of on this team? What happened?
I don't think the majority of baseball fans knew how bad it was.
Well, how bad what was? Like, what are we referring to?
Your catcher.
Like them not being able to throw out a base runner?
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that. Like, we knew that.
I'm saying the rest of the league.
Oh, no, I know that. Like, I specifically am talking about Yankee fans. Like, the rest of them, like, I wouldn't expect a fucking White Sox fan to know that I can throw better than Jose Trevino. I wouldn't expect that. Now, and to be fair to him, yes, his arm is a problem. Also, that Sunday night game, brother, Marcus Stroman would have rather been doing anything else than holding a base runner on. Like, anything else in the world than holding a base runner. He certainly did not help matters. But, yeah, no, it's been the Red Sox, as currently constructed, have more speed than most teams, than they can exploit it in that kind of way.
Sure.
So it ended up that way. So
Dom Smith was out there swiping bags. I don't know if it's just the top end speed.
I mean, it's not. Also, like, I think we're at a point where first and third, 1 out, or first and third. I mean, it doesn't even matter the amount of outs. First and third, any amount of outs, like anybody could take second. Like Jose Trevino is putting up signs. I was like, this is a whole lot of signage for I'm not going to throw it. Two straight Sunday nights we've seen it, and he's giving signs, and we're doing the whole run around for 20 seconds. Brother, we all know. Everybody in this stadium know you ain't finna throw it. If he runs, you're not going to throw it. If Dom Smith could take a bit, brother, Dom Smith stopped between first and second. He stopped. He was asking for you to throw. Dom Smith, somebody who is not fleet of foot, was begging, like, hey, man, throw it. Try it. See what happens. Try it. And Jose was like, no, I will not. And then Dom Smith was like, okay, I guess I have to take the base then. Fine. He's never going to throw it.
It's legitimately a little league tactic, which you never see at this level, and the Yankees got nothing for it.
There's nothing. Because listen, their pitchers don't hold runners well to begin with. So if you get if you get a C grade start, you're gonna steal the base. Let alone a B or an A. Like B and A, you might as well just not even throw the fucking ball. A C start, you're gonna steal the fucking base. Like that's just how this goes. Trevino's arm went to shit. I don't know when that happened because his arm was fine when he got here, but his arm went to shit. They don't hold runners on. Awful combination of things. So the Red Sox were built to exploit it, and they did.
Are you guys still loving? I think he's like 6th in All-Star voting, Alex Verdugo, because that 3-game series pretty much sums up his whole career. First pitch, home run, straightaway center field. He'd only hit 1 there his entire time with the Boston Red Sox. Did it first pitch he saw against the Boston Red Sox, and then was actively harming the team the rest of the series, like actively bad the rest of the series.
I don't even have much to add about Alex Verdugo. He's there. He's a middling bat, and at this point, this year, a really good fielder. He is helping.
Get into that.
He's helping the Yankees more than he's hurting them. So I'm not even here to dunk on old boy. Last night he did something that pissed me off. That helped lead to an L, which was in what was the 11th or the 10th? Whatever.
I think it went 10.
It was a 10th. And whatever. It was the first run that scored. So somebody blew the ball in the center field. Verdugo's playing center because Jahmai Jones pinch hit for Trent Grisham in the game. We will touch on that later. I have thoughts. So somebody blew the ball in the center field. Here comes Verdugo. Mind you, I think the runner on second was Mateo. It might have been. It was somebody fast, bro. He gets a good read on it. the entire building is aware. Okay, it's about to be 6-5. Alex Verdugo muscles up and throws the ball home for reasons I have no fucking idea why. I have no idea. To this minute, I have no idea why. He muscles up, he throws the ball home. Predictably, the runner then takes second. He takes off for third. Jose Trevino throws a ball that God couldn't have caught. Down the left field line, runner scores. They go up 7-5. The Yankees lose 7-6. So Verdugo, he is what he is. Cool. And I mean, Jason Dominguez hurt himself again, so it's not like we have that to look forward to. Not like that is a thing that could happen anytime soon because I think he has a grade 2 oblique strain, so he's going to be down for a while.
Yeah, it's been a weird year for oblique strains. Like, it feels like there have been more, just anecdotally, this season than other seasons, which sucks because last episode we talked about Dominguez and Verdugo, and we also talked about Ben Rice, who is apparently a real person that Yankee fans were very excited about. This is just not a serious team. This is not a serious ball club. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, they're a serious ball club. They just need some additions. The problem with that is, as I will make sure to mention every single fucking episode to the trade deadline, it's not really a great buyer's market when 97% of the teams in the league think they can make the fucking playoffs.
Right, like the Red Sox are sitting here right now. Like, I know the front office wants to sell. Like, they didn't bring Tyler O'Neill here to have him play out the year. Like, that's not why they got him here. And right now they're like, well, the team's putting them in a position where they have to not sell. Like, they can try and do both, you know what I mean? Guys who are expiring, try and deal them and try and buy other things, but they can't just sell if they're going to keep, like, they've won 5 straight. They took 2 out of 3 off the Phillies. They took 2 out of 3 off the Yankees. They swept the Blue Jays. Like, if they keep taking series, I think they're 3-0-3 in their last 6 series, so they've split or just won the series, and it's a soft schedule coming up between now and the deadline. So if they just keep beating bad teams, if they do the Yankee thing, we beat bad teams, then they're going to have to buy.
What's funny about it is, I think the Red Sox should still, if the Red Sox want to sell, they should sell because it's a good market to do it.
You're terrified of the Red Sox.
I knew you were going to say that shit. No, I'm not.
I mean, that was an insane thing. The team we're projected to play in the playoffs should for sure sell.
No, I don't. Man, if they want to sell, they should sell. This has nothing to do with my allegiances. I'm not afraid of the fucking Boston Red Sox. I'm not. So there's that. Because what would be the reason to not sell? To not piss off the fan base, right? That'd be reason number one. Well, the players too. Fair. You haven't cared about that until this fucking point. So why would you start caring now?
I think it's to the point where it's like Breslow can't give out $100 million contracts without cosigns from the top, right?
Right.
He can make trades without cosigns from the top. Mm-hmm. Like, he can't add like a 40. He can't like go get Lindor without getting that improved. And I'm not saying that's what he should be doing, but just an example of a massive contract. Mm-hmm. He can't go do that, but he can buy and sell. Like, he can swap out Kenley's money if Hendricks is supposedly coming back in the second half. He can swap out that money for something else. You know what I mean? Like, he can do stuff like that. And it's his first year still. Like, it feels like it's more of the same because he's largely operated exactly like Heim's operated. But in 21, when Heim bought, he made exactly one trade. And it was a prospect, me and like 4 other people remember, to the Nationals for Kyle Schwarber. And that was enough. Like, it's not necessarily like, oh, let's package Anthony and Meyer for fucking this guy. Like, no, that's like that. And I don't even know if that kind of stuff exists anymore. Because like you're saying, everyone, especially in the National League, everyone's still in the playoffs. Every single team in the National League, except for like the Rockies. But the Rockies fucking suck. Like, they don't have anything. They have nothing anybody wants.
Well, I mean, they have Ryan McMahon. I am not a Ryan McMahon enthusiast. Other people are. I'm just like, have you guys looked at his baseball reference page? Like, he's cool. He's a fine player. He's just not the answer in the way a lot of people like to frame him as. But the problem with the Rockies ain't even so much that they suck. Yes, they do suck. The problem is they don't sell either.
No, they
Like,
don't.
look at the Rockets. And that's before the fucking playoff changes. They just don't sell. They're just like, all right, yeah, we'd rather just hold on to our players and watch them lose every game. It's like, what's the point of that? Like, what does that accomplish for you?
The Marlins, I guess, could be a little interesting as sellers because we know they will sell. I know they have a new front office too, but they also have 7 fans, so it doesn't really
And
matter.
they already started selling. So yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's like they could absolutely
They can sell.
Start wheeling and dealing. Again, not that there's like a ton here to be like salivating over. Jazz Chisholm, most overrated player in the league. He's still pushing a 116 OPS plus this year. Like, is that cover of MLB The Show type numbers? No, but in a year where offense is so down, like that, I'm okay with that.
Bad, bro. Offense league wide is so bad right now. So.
Terrible, and that's where it's just like, okay, if the Red Sox, because the Red Sox, they're hitting the whole league, including these Marlins and Rockies. The Red Sox score runs via home run less than anybody in baseball, which I know you hate. But if you know that about yourself, yeah, you better fucking figure something else out. And if the Red Sox are just going to be super aggressive on the base pass, yeah, it's way better than just like the first 2 months of the season, they were putting up 0 and 1 every other game. And it didn't matter how well the pitching staff was doing. They were just losing those games, like 2-1, 1-0. And it was like, yeah, this fucking sucks. We will get Casas back. That's going to be a massive boost.
Yep.
But I can't have them treat that like that's their big acquisition. If they do that, I'm going to be furious.
That does make some sense. At least in the Red Sox case, like, part of the reason they ended up here is, well, they got ravaged by injury. And you can still add a power bat if you please. Again, I don't know who the fuck to add because, again, the sales market is what it is, or it looks like what it looks like. But they got here by accident. Like, they just said, all right, hey, half our roster is hurt. Okay, this is what we have left. Okay, this guy's fast, this guy's fast, this guy's fast. All right, we are not built to sit here and hit the ball over the fence. We need to figure out something to do in the interim. So I respect that. That's adjusting to what you have. So people are like, hey, man, you know what we're going to do? We're going to build a roster like this on purpose. No,
sure.
That shit is insane. Like, this is not 1996 anymore, dude.
And it's like Tyler O'Neill, he's been in and out of the lineup. He still has like a 160 OPS plus this year. So it's like when he's in the lineup for a righty power bat, he's been big. The White Sox are another team they should be looking at. Like, I do think, weirdly,
if the White Sox don't sell, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. Sincerely. Of course. Sincerely. Because there is an aggressive buyer's market if anybody is willing to sell. And if you're willing to sell, like, this is the market for you because everybody's involved in the playoffs. Everybody.
Right. Like, I would love Robert. I don't know what they're asking for. Dealing with the White Sox in the past, they don't know what value is either. Like, all their fans do, because when we were trying to trade for Chris Sale, all their fans were like, you got to give us 20 people. And then we ended up giving them, like, again, the number one prospect in baseball, but they wanted Benintendi too. They wanted who was viewed differently back then. They wanted like 17 things, and then they settled for way less. So it's like, yeah, if you want like him and I almost said Sheets, not Sheets, but if you want,
they did end up getting 2 damn good prospects at least. Like,
sure.
I don't know, I don't remember how many years the team control Sale had left at that point. I think it was more. I'm pretty sure it was more than 1.
Yeah, because they didn't extend them till after they won, so it was 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so he had 3 years of team control left. Like that. Like, they probably could have squeezed a little bit more out of that, but they did get a good return. You're probably supposed to get a good return for somebody as good as Sale is. So,
but even Kopech, who was like the number 2 prospect in that, like the Red Sox were done with him anyways. So like it was a highly touted arm.
Nothing he's done since has said that the Red Sox were incorrect.
Right, like he still has a super talented arm, but he doesn't do anything with it, which is. I would probably put a lot of blame on the White Sox there. It's not like
listen. I was thinking before we got out here, and I'm looking over notes. I'm like, the Yankees need a relief pitcher. I wouldn't be mad if they kicked the tires on Kopech. Just give him like your 40th best prospect, whatever the fuck it would take, and just get him in there.
Right.
And see what you can do with him. I wouldn't be mad at that.
He's even the type of guy I feel like I'd want an off season to work with. I don't know if I could like necessarily. These guys obviously are smarter than fucking me. but it's one of those things like, can he get what they're doing to be repeatable? Because I think that's been part of the problem with Bayo too, who just had a strong start against Toronto, less than strong start against Heel last Friday night. But they like completely removed his fastball. Last year he threw it 21% of the time. This year he throws it 0% of the time. And it's just like, I think when things get rocky for him, he has to like mentally tell himself, I don't have that tool anymore. And I think that was too aggressive to just completely eliminate it. The problem with the fastball was never the fastball, it was the location. When he threw it below the belt, it was getting walloped over the wall. When he threw it up, it was deadly. And it made it the changeup and the sinker more deadly because it was just a different look. Right now, I think he's giving guys too similar of looks with the changeup and the sinker and the slider. I think they're just sitting on those things to the best of their abilities. And when they're in the zone, he gets hammered for it.
So that's the three pitches he's mainly throwing: sinker, slider, changeup?
Oh, yeah, that's all he's throwing this year.
Okay.
He tried a cutter at the end of last year. It was awful. It didn't work at all. I think he threw it like 40 times and had like a 900 slug, something like that. Like, it just didn't work at all.
We can't do this.
Yeah. So Bailey was like, you're never doing that again, and you're also never throwing a fastball again. And last night his sinker was ticking up to 99. So it's like, I know he's capable of throwing crazy hard. The changeup was up to 90. I just feel like the changeup being 90 is kind of just like a two-seamer from the batter's eyes. Obviously, it moves more aggressively than a two-seamer does, but it's not a changeup from anything. Like, you know what I mean? What's the changeup if you're not throwing a fastball? There's no change. Like, the changeup is named that because it's slower than a fastball.
They know more than us, obviously, but like sinker and a changeup, don't they move in the same direction, basically? Like,
I think one goes right to left, the other goes left to right. His specifically,
like his, so it's not exactly the same, but like,
and more like the changeup has more drop than the sinker does. His does, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think even just like a get me over strike early in a count, just throw that fastball then. Don't be trying to use this as an out pitch. I think it can still be a weapon if they use it correctly. He clearly wasn't using it correctly prior to Bailey being here. But I think completely scrapping it hasn't helped him.
That's fair. I also think, I mean, he's pitched a certain way a lot of his life. So I just saying, hey, man, you can no longer throw fastballs is quite the fucking adjustment. So I'm just going to assume he's taking some time to adjust because he clearly has a good arm. Like, he has good stuff. I'm assuming that's taking some time to adjust because that's a big ass change. Because it's not like, all right, instead of throwing a changeup, we're gonna have you throw a slider more. Like that yes, that's a market that's a change worth noting too. But when you're like, you don't throw fastballs anymore. Period. Like, not one. You throw a fastball, you might get electrocuted. Like, yes, that's a radical fucking change. So I'm gonna just assume that he needs the time to adjust to it. But I believe in the arm. He looks good.
Yeah, he looked better last night against the Blue Jays. He had a ton of traffic on, but he kept getting out of it, which I prefer he doesn't make that a habit. But so far, especially his last 5-6 starts, he's had all that traffic on, and then they've scored. So that was a step in the right direction. As good as the pitching's been, I do think the Red Sox weirdly need a starter at the deadline, maybe even more than a bat, especially since Casas will be coming back. It's like, how Crawford's been okay. Like, he's still sitting at a 3.5 and his FIP is 3.65. So like those match. Pavetta's been good. It's pretty much since he came back from his injury stint. But Cooper Criswell's been our number 5, which was not the plan. That's what happens when you lose your 2 projected rotation arms. And now he's back in Worcester, and he can't start this Sunday because he's going to be down there for 15 days. So they're going to have to go bullpen game against the Reds. I think going out and getting a starter, and if it is the White Sox, if it's Fetty, I don't think they're going to be targeting Crochet. which I mean that would obviously be awesome. But I think if Fetty's going to be cheaper, he's 31, he's got 3.44 FIP. Like I think I'm quite okay with that. If not, I know a lot of they've been linked to Luzardo forever. He still has control. Those are the guys they should be targeting.
The Gerrit Cole would be ideal. He is going to cost Bucko. He is going to assuming the White Sox are not stupid.
Sure.
You know, let me edit that. Assuming the White Sox are not that stupid. We know they're stupid. Just assuming they're not that stupid, Crochet is going to fucking cost you a bundle. So that'd be ideal. I'm of the mind that they should just trade Crochet because the White Sox are like 20 years from contention. so Crochet is not going to be around in 2044, bro. You might as well just trade him at his highest value before you get the news, before you get some bad news later down the road because he's a pitcher and hate it for them, but that's just how this works. They should trade Robert too while we're at it. Just trade both of them. You're not anywhere close to contention. Then you can not necessarily rebuild the entire farm system that way, but you could get a nice haul to reignite your farm system for both of those fellas, even though the way the White Sox develop players might not fucking matter. But that's beside the point. Just in a vacuum, you can do a lot of good for your farm system trading those two dudes.
No, and it's like the White Sox farm system. It's topped by Montgomery, who I believe is top 20, if not top 15 in all of baseball. Noah Schultz, I've never heard of. He's their number 2 per MLB.
Oh,
Drew Thorpe.
He's a good one.
Thorpe, obviously, they got from the Yankees via San Diego. Edgar Caro is the catcher I feel like I've been hearing about. They got him in a trade too, right? Or did they just outright sign him?
I'm pretty sure they got him from the Angels.
Yeah, Angels, yep. So it's that's their top 4. Brian Ramos, their number 5. So a lot of these guys are projected to hit this year or next year. So it's start the youth movement. Jonathan Cannon, he's the number 11. He's made a couple starts recently. Not that I want to go deep on the White Sox, but yeah, it's not. It's very top heavy. This prospect ranking. So yeah, if they could add a couple of pieces, obviously the Red Sox don't want to part with their top 3. But if they wanted to go get both of those guys, I still think they'd only be willing to part with one of them. I'm sure the White Sox wouldn't only want one of them. So that's where it's I don't know if there's really a deal there to be made.
If I ever wake up to news that the Red Sox got both Robert and Crochet, the first thing I would do is text him and be like, "Hey man, we're not recording this week. I don't want to do this." I'd be livid.
I don't think the Red Sox are even looking at Robert. We almost have too many outfielders. As weird as that is to say, unless they wanted to just play Rafaela at short the rest of the season, which probably would unlock their best overall team. Hamilton at second, Rafael at short, Robert would have been left or center, Duran in left or center, and then Abreu, because then it's if you're doing that, that's when you would dump Tyler O'Neill somewhere else and get someone's 25th ranked prospect just to swap him out for Robert. Although you could DH O'Neill theoretically and they already don't like Massa, so it doesn't really matter what happens there.
But the Red Sox current outfield is why, to circle back to Verdugo, the conversation that was going on from mainly Yankee fans, obviously, about after Verdugo hit the home run, how could the Red Sox give this guy up for just a relief pitcher? And they should have got more for this guy and this, that, and that. I'm just how much more did you expect them to get for an average outfielder with 1 year left on this deal? They got a good relief pitcher. Weisser's been good for y'all. They got Richard Fitz, Dick Fitz. I don't know I don't know if he's going to be anything. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. No idea. But at a minimum, they got a good relief pitcher for a guy who A, they did not want, B, had 1 year left on his deal, and C, would be what, the 5th best outfielder on the current Red Sox, maybe 4th?
Yeah, I mean, he's not been better than Duran this year by any metric. He hasn't been
Tyler
better than
O'Neill,
Tyler
neither.
O'Neill by any metric. He hasn't been
Abreu's
better
been
than Radon
better.
Raphael, and he
Abreu's
hasn't
been
been better
better. Like
than Willie or Abreu.
at least with Raphael, I could understand that argument if one wanted to have it. I'm damn sure don't, because Raphael's bat has been very substandard. So whatever, but like the other three are kind of inarguable. So
Even his bat, like he's up to 251. I know batting average is the end all be all, but
what's
he's
the
up to
OPS plus?
290.
Okay, that's way better than it was the last time we had this conversation. It was at
For
like
sure. Like
72
he's
last
still
time.
not average, but he also still leads the team in RBI, and he's been doing it out of the 9 hole. So it's like, yeah, what I've realized is when, especially there's someone in the scoring position and pitchers are throwing closer to the strike zone because they don't want to throw it in the dirt and have that guy advance. Now he can really lock in. It's when there's nobody on. If you're throwing him anything in the strike zone, you're an idiot because he's going to swing. Like he's not up there to walk. He has no interest in walking.
Yeah,
So if you're facing him with nobody on, and you're like he hit a solo home run in this Toronto series, was it Kikuchi? Yeah, I think Kikuchi hung him a curveball, and he was just like, "Thank you." Like, what are you doing? Like, what?
thank you
What's
for
the
throwing me a strike. Thanks.
yeah? What was the plan there? But when guys are on and pitchers are near the zone, he's not going to strike out in that situation. He's going to get back to ball. He's not going to get hit every time, but he is going to put bat on ball.
But yeah, the Red Sox got compensated fairly for Alex Verdugo. I can't believe people were taking victory laps about that after one Friday night regular season game, especially when the Yankees then lost the next two. But
yeah, so Tyler O'Neill's only a 147 OPS plus, but the rest of the team, like Willier, he's been out. He didn't play in that Yankees series. 129. Him, and what was Casas at before he went down? 136 OPS plus. Those two bats coming in, that's where it's like, yeah, I would love another bat, especially to DH, and maybe that just becomes Tyler O'Neill.
I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, I was about to say, never mind. I was about to say maybe you guys could get JD Martinez back, but well, the Mets are in the thick of the playoff race.
So. The Grimace Mets, the fucking Grimace Mets are just dominating teams.
Dominating, can't lose no more.
They're a full game behind the Nationals, who CJ Abrams is getting his wrist looked at. So they're ready to overtake third. And honestly, the Braves, they haven't been like unbeatable this year. You know what I mean? Like the Braves.
That is putting it really lightly. Their lineup has been bad, like outright bad.
And what's weird is like they went out, they added 2 starters. They've been their best 2 starters. Obviously, Strider got hurt, but Sale and Reynaldo Lopez have been
excellent
nails for them.
They've been excellent. So it's just, listen, if the Braves lineup starts hitting more like what they were doing the last 2 years, the Braves should be arguably the league's best team. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. Like, it'd be a conversation at the minimum, because their lineup, when it's supposed to be good, obviously Acuna's out, so it's more like
right
through 7 would just be really good hitters, like at best capacity for them. But then now it's just like nobody's doing anything. Austin Riley's starting to turn the corner. Good for him and me, because he's been killing my fantasy team. So thank you, Austin. Appreciate you for showing up to the season. Albies hasn't been doing shit. Who else on that damn team?
I mean, Michael Harris did the same thing he did last year, where in the first half of the season he did nothing. At least last year he had a very strong second half. This year he's grade 2 strain?
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Right. So it's like Kelnick's he's on his hot streak right now, but we know when it gets cold he's almost unplayable.
Yeah, we know turn into.
Duvall's been cooked. Sean Murphy's not been like who they traded for, and I think he's been hurt too, so that's part of it. But yeah, this has not been the last year's, and maybe this is good for them, because when they run away with the regular season, when they run away with the NL East, they promptly get swept up out of the playoffs. So maybe this is the better long-term strategy. I won't write them off. They still have the pitching to go
Well, I
into
mean,
the
the last
season.
time Acuna was out for the year, what happened?
Right. But more teams were selling then too. Like they can't go get a Jock Peterson.
Mm-hmm. I hate that shit so much, man. Like they just fucking 2018s make the playoffs, so now everybody's like, oh, we got a shot, and I can't even be like, oh, you're bugging. Like, no, you're right. You do have a fucking shot. Everybody has a shot. Outside of like 3 teams, everybody got a shot.
Right. Did you guys kill Gunnar Henderson yet? What's the update with that?
I'll try to keep all of this short. First of all, hitting people on purpose is stupid. Let me just get that right out the way. Let's start it there. Hitting people on purpose is fucking stupid. I'm not sitting here saying that there's no instance where it would make sense. I could think of one specifically. Last year, there was a period of time, maybe like 2 weeks, where, and like one specific series between the Braves and the Dodgers, where Marcell Ozuna must have hit Will Smith with his backswing like 5 times. If you want to hit that dude in the ribs, he earned that shit. Okay, because now you're putting my concussed catcher in harm's way. Like, you want to hit that dude? All right, he earned that shit. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. As far as this back and forth, and mind you, I've never had a reason to pay attention to Orioles fans until this year because, well, like the Yankees and Orioles haven't been good at the same time for any sustained period of time since the 90s. So, like, I haven't had any reason to pay attention to them. So I've seen a lot of them the past couple of days, and I wish I hadn't. Anyways, first of all, Albert Suarez couldn't find the strike zone with a fucking compass 2 nights ago. Like, he walked the world, couldn't find the strike zone to save his life. That man was not trying to hit nobody on purpose. Like, we can start with that, especially on no fucking 1-2 count. He was not trying to hit nobody on purpose. He was not. Like, we don't have to do it. He was not. At some point, also, I understand that intent kind of doesn't matter. Like, if you hit 3 of my players and it's not on purpose, yeah, I'm gonna be mad as shit about it. It doesn't fucking matter why. But this whole, you gotta retaliate, you gotta hit them. Listen, on one end, I get that the intent here is to say, hey man, you can't just keep doing that shit with no recourse. So I get that. They hit Gunnar Henderson last night in a 4-1 game in the 7th. Now, Victor Gonzalez is not very good at throwing baseballs. It's very possible that shit was unintentional. The Yankees hit more batters than anybody in the league. I don't think
that was the funniest part of all this.
Yeah, the Yankees hit more batters. Yeah, and it's like
the Orioles are like 29th. Like,
yeah, and it's and the Yankees are, oh well, John Heyman's like, oh, they don't like their style of pitching, and I'm like, what? Like, just Aaron Judge saying whatever he said. He's the one who got hit on the hand. I don't care what he says. He's supposed to be mad. He got hit on the fucking hand. That's his.
What did he say? I didn't see what he said.
Oh, just he was pissed off.
He wants blood.
No, he was pissed off, and then the Orioles were like, "Why is he pissed off? He got hit in the hand. That's why he's fucking pissed off." Does that need to be spelled out? He already lost half a season to that same thing, also. So I understand why he's pissed off. All he said was he's pissed off, huh?
Why didn't he move?
Why didn't he move? You said?
Yeah. Why didn't he get out of the way? I'm supposed to believe this guy has the same reflexes to hit like a 99-mile-per-hour fastball 500 feet, but he can't move out of the way of some slop from Albert Suarez.
I mean, we can ask that question for anybody that gets hit by a pitch, then. Can we not?
We can't. They don't all have the same hand-eye coordination as him.
Okay, but like Ronald Acuna gets hit by a pitch, and Ronald Acuna won an MVP. He gets hit by a pitch, he acts like he died.
Ronald Acuna never broke the AL home run record, so I don't know that counts.
I don't even know what to say to that one.
Hasn't even come close.
That was good. Ronald Acuna was also the first man to go 40-70,
For sure, yeah. The stolen base thing, you're typically not getting hit
by a pitch frequently enough, and then he acts like he fucking died every time he gets hit.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite dramatic.
He is. So, like, we can ask the same question about him and his hand-eye coordination.
I mean, Eduardo Nunez got hit in that 18 World Series run, and Alex Cora came out of the dugout laughing at him and told him to get the fuck up.
But hey, man, listen, they hit Gunner again, whether it's on purpose or not.
Clearly intentional, like super clearly intentional.
Let's pretend it was intentional. We all knew it was intentional. The Yankees then lost the game by a run. So who showed who what here? Gunner took his base. He then scored. Who showed who what?
Well, it was interesting because the Yankees came back and tied that game, and after Gunner got hit, the entire Orioles organization was like, I don't think they said a peep about it in the moment. I don't care what they said after the game. In the moment, they cut to the bullpen. There wasn't anyone on the top step yapping. They were just kind of like, thank you. And it was just like, I don't know if I can take the Orioles serious anymore after this either.
I mean, the best revenge is winning the fucking game, man.
I don't agree. I don't agree at all. Like when Jason Varitek fought Alex Rodriguez, that mattered. That mattered later in the year. That carried over. When Joe Kelly threw at, was it Stanton? Who did he even throw at? Oh, right. But when Stanton and Judge came out and were like 7 feet bigger than anyone else on the field, and Joe Kelly was like, I don't care if I die today. That stuff matters. Like, I do think that kind of you see what happened to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays used to yap to the Yankees too. Now they're dead. Maybe they're selling at the deadline because they're fucking dead.
They should.
I don't like the Orioles. Obviously they played today, so maybe they do something today, but I don't know how. Like Gunnar Henderson might win MVP, you know what I mean? Like he's not leader right now, but he fucking might win MVP. Yeah. They clearly just retaliated against that guy. I don't know that you like winning is great, obviously for sure, but the fact that it even became a game after that, a game you were kind of like running away with, then had to win in extras. Like I don't know if that's the same as having a message against that other team.
That's fair. And as I said, man, there's something to be said for throwing at somebody if you're and obviously like not headhunting. Like, don't do that shit.
Of course.
Like, throwing at somebody for the mere purpose of, hey, you're just not gonna like if you can't throw inside and throw strikes or throw inside and just not hit people, we're not just gonna let you keep doing it, hit our guys. So like if that's the plan, I can't sit here and argue ardently against it. I also think there's a time and a place for shit. And hitting somebody intentionally in a game where you're down by 3 runs in the 6th inning is not the time and place for me.
No, I agree completely with that. Like it feels like, well, you hit us yesterday and now we're also losing. Like if I understand too, it's Cole's first start back, so it's weird, and I'm not going to I want to take shots at Gerrit Cole, but that's not the time to do it either.
And Cole is just he's above that kind of nonsense, man.
Oh, brother. I don't know if that's how I'd turn. I would say
he is. He is. I'm not saying this is some kind of compliment. I'm just saying that he's not going to engage in retaliatory nonsense, huh?
Bad teammate. I hear you.
Is that that's where we're going with? The bad teammate who doesn't want to give the opposing team a free base. That's what we're going with here.
He was giving them plenty of bases from what I'm seeing, but
I said free. Free.
earned bags.
I said free. Earn them. I said free.
Yeah, I mean, one walk. Could have just not walked that guy and hit somebody else. It would have got.
Or he could have just pitched well like he did, and hopefully build up for the next start. He could go further.
Yeah, he's sitting here with a 4.5 ERA. Well is the word I would use.
Bro, he's 4 innings into the season.
Whose fucking fault is that?
Nature's.
Yeah, God hates Gerrit Cole. I agree.
You're the worst.
Rodon got slapped around at Fenway. That's what I like to see. I thought Stroman was like largely okay. He wasn't bad by any stretch.
Hey man, I hate watching Marcus Stroman pitch. I hate it. And this is not and let me make myself clear. It's not a criticism of the player or his performance. His performance has largely been fine this year. He is what you expect out of a number 4 or 5 starter. Like, that's what it is. Fine. Brother, watching him pitch is a bore. He is Blake Snell without the stuff. It's the same shit. Nibble. And he has to. Again, this is not a criticism of the player. I just don't want to watch that shit. A nibbler, I can't stand a fucking nibbler. Jordan Montgomery was the same way. And with Montgomery's case, it was worse because at least he had decent velo. Like he could hit 94, 95 on a somewhat regular basis. Marcus Stroman's like, oh my God. Like you get Marcus Stroman into an 0-2 count. I don't have any number. This is Kev stats. 99% chance you're gonna get to a 3-2 count. If he goes up 0-2, you're gonna get to a 3-2 count. Because it's gonna be break a ball in the dirt, splitter in the dirt, break him on the dirt. Now we're looking at 3-2. And he has to do it because the stuff ain't shit. But like, it's tough to watch. I hate it.
That was where even during that game, like the ump just had a wide strike zone for everybody. It wasn't favoring either team. So that's where it was like, I even said it to you during the game. I was like, he's not nibbling enough in this particular game. Like it felt like a game he could have taken more advantage of a wide strike zone. He was living a little too close to the plate.
Like Marcus Stroman's two biggest problems were, hey, this is the game to be throwing shit off the plate. Number one, and he wasn't, and he wasn't enough. He didn't do it enough. And then two, he was not holding on a runner for anything. Like those were his two biggest issues that whole start. Like just he wasn't holding on runners and he wasn't throwing the ball off the plate enough. Like, hey man, they're giving you the Tom Glavine 1997 strike zone. Take advantage of that shit. The Levon Hernandez NLCS strike zone. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, 11 guys on in 5 innings. I don't think he gave up any home runs though. I think everything was
he did not.
Just traffic.
Yeah, singles and stolen bases, basically.
And this was coming off a start where he had allowed 7 base runners, 3 walks, 4 hits. Like that's where like the walks are gonna come, like you're saying. It's the 7 hits. Like that's double his output the game before, and that was the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah, because when he throws strikes, they hit him because his stuff is very, very mediocre, aggressively mediocre, even if you want to put it that way. It's tough watch.
I'm excited for the heel regression in like 2028 when that happens. Fucking enough with this guy. Absolutely enough.
I love it. Keep it going, Luis. Keep it going. We need that. But like jokes aside, like he's gonna regress this year. I hope maybe we're dealing with insane people, so I can't even say I hope we deal with it accordingly. We won't. But he's gonna regress. Like he's not gonna run a fucking 2 ERA the whole year. He's just not. He's not. And if I'm wrong, please make me eat it. Eat my words, please.
If offense is going to continue to be this down and it's getting warmer, the numbers league wide have started to tick up little by little. But I don't even know if we get warm anymore. It went from cold to like aggressively hot. So I don't even know like if that's going to really sustain. People are going to be exhausted. But I will say it's disgusting that he has rookie eligibility for someone who debuted in 2021. That's absurd.
The rookie eligibility thing has always been so weird to me. That somebody could be like, all right, I came up in 2018, but I didn't play enough time. I get injured for like the next 4 years.
I
come back in 2023 and now I'm eligible for rookie. Why? Like you made your debut already. Like you made your debut, and I get it. Like yes, they have time that you have to hit, so whatever. But it's like if you played 10 games and you're sitting here telling me like, yeah, he still has eligibility. Why?
Yeah, he made 6 starts in 21, which I don't remember at all. And then 1 start in 22, hurt immediately, missed all of last year. And now leads the league in winning percentage, which I know everyone loves, ERA plus, and hits per 9. Somehow not K per 9.
Keep it going. Who the fuck leads in K per 9 then?
Crochet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's only at 10-8, which I say only, but the Crochet's at like
it feels like more than that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, he's pretty 12.6 K per 9 for Crochet. So not even close. Yeah, because it's like Rafaela, I think, would have a decent case. And right now he's like plus 3,000 or something silly like that. And just like, I know they're never going to count the guy playing like plus shortstop and center field in this equation. I know that's not part of it. It's just, they're going to look at his WAR and his hitting and all that. I feel like he's been keeping the Red Sox afloat largely. He's played him and Duran have. And Duran's obviously not a rookie, but if Heal's going to be a 27-year-old rookie, there's not much I can do about that.
Well, more hardware for the Yankees, hopefully.
Probably the only.
Stop it.
This team's not going to do anything.
Stop it. They're going to have.
You did get Anthony Rizzo out of there. So I don't know if you said the inedible arrangement to Brennan Bernardino for that hip check or what.
An inedible arrangement is crazy.
No, just an edible. I said an edible arrangement.
Oh, I thought you said an inedible arrangement. I was about to be like,
inedible arrangement's just called flowers. That's just what
yeah, I was like, what kind of person do you think I am? Listen, the human side. Let's talk about the human side of things to lead off here briefly, and then we'll get to the baseball. Rizzo was so good for so long, and it really sucks that the last 2 years has just been ravaged by shit he cannot control, and it's 2 collisions. That really sucks for him. Now we got that out the way. The baseball side, the thing with Ben Rice's sample is obviously extremely small. It's 2 games. He swings at strikes. I know that sounds very elementary, wow, no shit. Listen, the Yankees are a passive team in general. Now, when you're Juan Soto, that shit works, okay? Because he can hit whatever the fuck he wants. You're Aaron Judge, it works. For everybody else, it's quite grating. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a matter of fact, we didn't even touch on Gleyber's at bat in Fenway. Listen.
Oh, that was great.
The only thing that stopped me from turning the game off at that very point when he took the 3-1 was the fact that the remote was across the room and I was not going to get up. That's the only thing that fucking stopped me. Because, brother, I saw him take the 3-0. First of all, in general, I am very anti taking the 3-0 with the bases loaded. Just in general. And the worse you are as a hitter, the more you're struggling, the more I'm against it. I know that doesn't sound like it should make sense, but it's like you have a 600-something OPS. You quite literally worked to get into this spot. 3-0 fastball. But fine, you took it. Okay, cool. I could get behind that. Because realistically, it's really simple. Bases loaded, 3-0 count. That dude's going to throw you the same pitch 3 times. For the most part. Or at a minimum, he's throwing you the same pitch twice. Whatever he's throwing you on 3-0, he's going to throw you 3-1. That's just how it's always gone. So I'm like, he took the 3-0. Okay. Brother, he watched your 3-1. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even move. I couldn't say. I was like, there's no fucking way. And then he threw the 3-2 in the dirt, and Gleyber whiffed and missed the ball by 5 feet. I was just like, you have got to be fucking joking. But yeah, man, the Yankees are incredibly passive. Ben Rice so far is not. I appreciate that about him. He seems to have a good command of the strike zone, and I'm glad he didn't do the stupid shit of moving LeMahieu to first, because besides the fact that LeMahieu is my least favorite baseball player on this entire team, having a guy who can't hit but can play the field then play first would be just moronic. So glad that they didn't do that. And if Ben Rice is an answer at first, you have one question answered, and you could go handle third base, handle the bullpen, handle whatever you need to at the deadline, and be done with it. So he has 7 weeks, 6 weeks, however long to the deadline, to prove whether, okay, is this something we can move forward with? So I'm glad he's up, and hopefully he does well.
I mean, he just probably won't. He's got his, coming up and debuting with the Yankees and having, a roll call dance routine. No chance. No chance.
I mean, guys can't have fun?
For the Yankees, no, it's just genuinely outlawed, and you know that.
Juan Soto exists. He's having plenty of fun.
He has fun. His idea of fun is taking a ball in the dirt, though. It's not doing a dance on the field.
Fair. But you said fun's outlawed, so he's having fun. He clearly is not deterred by the Yankee way.
We'll see. He was asking, now that you bring it up, that guy was asking all about Fenway Park while he was there. It's all they could talk about on Sunday Night Baseball. He was talking.
Because they were playing in Fenway. What do you mean?
So?
So that's pretty.
Alex Verdugo doesn't know as much about Fenway Park as Juan Soto did during that game Juan Soto, he was asking people like, "Oh, how's the family?" He was kissing babies. It was like he was running for mayor of Fenway Park. It was insane.
Juan Soto is an outgoing family man.
I haven't heard any stories of him doing this, and all I've heard from Yankee fans specifically is how much he didn't do this ever before. So this
I mean,
should
you
be.
heard plenty of stories. To be fair, like to be actually serious for 2 seconds, he did this in Washington a lot. Like you heard the stories in San Diego. Well, if you let the Padres fans tell, he was the unhappiest man on earth. So maybe that's what he just wasn't doing this there. But yeah, he's an outgoing fellow who likes to talk to anybody who will listen to him talk. So it'll be appreciated when he's with the Yankees for the next like 12 years. That'll be appreciated.
He's just seemed mighty comfortable. Is all. Seemed mighty comfortable in left
Where's
field.
Juan Soto not comfortable besides San Diego?
The Bronx probably.
Does
he live in the Bronx?
Doesn't look like it when he's in the batter's box.
Where does he live?
Fuck if I know. I don't know.
What's that? What's the social security number? What's that?
There's not the Bronx, man.
Does he have a social security number? Really doesn't. Now that
wow. Okay.
I'm saying he's not. He wasn't born in America.
I know, bro. I know.
Right. So he doesn't have one.
Yeah, I'm aware. I know.
I was talking it out. Well, Judge, by the way, terrible in center field in Fenway too. Like genuinely, he had that one throw where I still think he got him. Like that throw was unbelievable. Like one of the best throws I've seen in a long time. He let multiple people just take third in front of him because he was just like casually picking up the ball. That's the type of stuff that no troll drives me insane.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember one of them. I don't remember I remember when Jaron took third. That irritated me. Like not even. Jaron might have taken third anyway. He is blazing fast. Okay, so like it might not have mattered what Judge did, but bro, he's crossing second. Like Jaron, the fastest man arguably in fucking baseball, or at least he up there. But he's crossing second, and you're just casually coming in for the baseball. Like just aggressively charge shit. If he makes third anyway, he makes third. Fine.
Right. They made eye contact. Where like Duran was slowing down. Like he runs through second like it's first base all the time because it doesn't really matter. But he took a slight pause, and when he saw Judge was looking at him and not charging the ball, he was like, "Oh, third, I might score."
Judge was charging the ball like Devers was running.
Right.
What are we doing here? Like Jaron Duran's running. Like I get it. It's a June game, and homeboy has a toe issue, and will forever have a toe issue. But you got to charge the ball faster than that, Playboy.
Yeah,
that irritated.
Obviously, he's a prodigious hitter. Still has a cannon for an arm, but that's the type of stuff that would drive me insane. Like, he shouldn't be playing center, but he is. So it's like you got to do better than that.
And I mean, to be fair, like it's not like a regular occurrence. As a matter of fact, again, I don't remember the other ones from this past weekend. I remember that one though, because that one was like, come on, dog, what are we doing? Like right. You know who's on second base. You looked him in the face. You know who's there. It's not like okay, you had a lapse and you didn't know. No, you know who was there. You saw how he was moving, and you're like,
yep, there he goes.
Yeah, here he goes. Like, yeah, I'm just dipsy doodle and get the ball and toss it in and come on, bro.
I usually don't care about the broadcast at all. Like it typically doesn't bother me, although the last 2 weeks I've been only complaining about basketball and baseball broadcasts. So maybe I'm becoming that kind of person. That ESPN game specifically was a Yankee home broadcast, and it drove me insane. They gave when the play we're talking about, Durant taking third. I think it was David Cohn was like, "Great job by Judge hitting the cutoff." And no, he didn't. He didn't throw it to anyone in particular. He just threw it.
Listen, the ESPN broadcast, like I will freely admit that I checked out for a good portion of it. I just blocked them out and stopped listening. Like I restarted listening when Tristan came on and was rambling his face off for like a whole half in a way that was very, very entertaining. But in general, the ESPN broadcast booth is fucking terrible. In general. And like I like what Eduardo. I like it. Eduardo Perez seemed like he has a good vibe about him, so I don't want to dunk on him too hard. but he's the worst part of the broadcast booth. Respectfully, he's the worst part of the broadcast booth. If you subtract him from said broadcast booth, the quality probably improves. I'm not saying it becomes a listenable broadcast booth. I'm just saying it becomes a little bit less unbearable if you get him up out of there. But in general, like when they said, I did hear when they said, and I'll fully admit I did not listen to the previous statements to get the context. But when they said Gunnar, Witt, and Volpe, you can't go wrong. I'm like, yes, the fuck you can actually. There's one clear wrong answer here. I like Andy Volpe, but knock it the fuck off. If you want to say defensively, you can't. Fine, different case. They're all incredible defenders. I'd still make the argument there's a clear wrong answer because Volpe throws like me. But at least like the defensive output makes that. I can't sit here and be like, yeah, Volpe's not in the same combo. He is. But again, I don't know what they said before. I don't know if they prefaced it with defense. I feel like if they did, I would have heard it. I saw a million tweets like, yo, what the fuck are they talking about? So I'm gonna just assume that they just put the three shortstops there in the same conversation and said, you can't, there's no wrong answer. Yes, the fuck there is, actually. Yeah, respectfully.
The wrong answer.
Yes, the fuck there is. Excuse me?
And Volpe's been good, so it's not even a shot at him. It's just
right, like, it's not.
I don't really know.
There's no even. Yes, the fuck there is. That's the fucking three dragons meme. With the one with the eyes popping out. Like that's Volpe.
Yeah, it is. But like I'm even sitting here like I know how good Bobby Witt is, but Gunnar Henderson just keeps being better than everybody. Like I don't know that there is a debate. Like that's what I'm trying to say. There's for sure a debate, but I do think it's Gunnar. I do think Gunnar clears all three of them. And Witt's in the MVP conversation right now as well. Like, and I think he's actually
better than him this year, even if it's by a narrow margin. Like he's been better. Like he's been the better player. Now Witt probably has a larger sample of being this kind of guy. So I guess if one wanted to make that argument, they could. But this year, like Gunnar's been better. He's been better.
All right, pulling it up right now. So Bobby Witt's played more games. Gunnar has a 5.1 WAR to Bobby Witt's 4.
Damn, is that why the difference?
Yeah, the things Witt leads are games played and plate appearances. Those are 2 check marks in his. He has 98 hits to Gunnar's 77. He's only played 3 more games, so he didn't get 22 more hits in 3 games. Gunnar doubles them up and home runs 22-11. Witt has more RBI. Gunnar leads off. I don't know where Witt hits. I freely admit that.
Pretty sure it's either 1 or 2.
Okay, so that could be, but it's 52-49. It's pretty similar. Stolen bases. Bobby Witt's actually the fastest player in the league. Paston just had a big piece on it, and people were yelling at him for calling him the fastest player in the league, and then he was just like, literally, here at the stat. Like, here's his miles per hour. Like, he's quite literally.
We have shit that documents this, bro. But it's not like 2004. We have to guess. Like, we have miles per hour data, bro. Like, here it is.
Witt's big time singles merchant, it would appear. He's hitting 323 to Gunnar's 273, but the OBP is 372 to 371. So they have the average.
How many walks they've drawn? Because I feel like
the average
very much.
No, Bobby Witt, where the fuck is walks? 39-24 in favor of Gunnar. So he's getting on as frequently as Witt. The slug 582 in favor of Gunnar to 545, OPS 952 to 917, OPS plus 173 to 155. Gunnar is doing all this while actively fending off the number 1 prospect in baseball, who's also a shortstop. Like that factors into my thought as well. Like he's told Jackson Holiday effectively to learn. Like go play the flute, like for all like you're not coming and taking shortstop. Like I don't give a fuck where you play, brother. Like I don't care at all what's going on with what you got going on. I am our shortstop. You got learn third base, learn the clarinet,
learn second base, learn the banjo, whatever the fuck you gotta learn. But it ain't gonna be short here, Bucko.
and Witt's a year older, which obviously means almost nothing. But this is, and they both, I think, debuted in 22. Is that right? 2022, and Witt, Bobby Witt. Yeah, 2022. So they've been playing the same amount of time. Bobby Witt's first year was good, but didn't like the world on fire. Last 2 years, he's been the guy we've heard about. And yeah, Gunnar, I would have Gunnar over him. Not by a ton, obviously, but I do think that's the order. I think it's Gunnar, Witt, and then Anthony Volpe definitely also plays shortstop.
There's no wrong answer. What the fuck are we talking about? What are you talking about? There's no wrong
no doubt a major league shortstop. There's no one arguing that for sure.
Right.
It's
they're all three of them are white professional shortstops. You got that right. Yeah, you got me there, buddy. Yeah, they got that in common. and hey, man, I referenced earlier what happened yesterday when they pinch hit Jahmai Jones. I'd like to talk about that a little bit more. So,
all right.
Number one, so it was 16. It was millions. I don't remember whatever it was. So Trent Grisham is coming up to the plate. Now, Trent Grisham is nobody's good hitter. Okay, like let me preface this by saying that pinch hitting for Trent Grisham in a vacuum, perfectly defensible decision. Now, that out of the way. Trent Grisham has better numbers versus lefties and righties in his career. Okay. Jahmai Jones, I don't remember Jahmai Jones ever taking an actual serious at bat outside of like the occasional spot start due to an injury. And quite frankly, I don't even know if he's actually had any spot starts. So that aside. So Boone sends him up there after homeboy walks two people, right? Jahmai Jones swings at the first pitch, flies out to center field. First of all, Jahmai Jones having the gumption to swing at the first pitch after the pitcher walked the previous two guys. And yes, I know this is going to spit on the face of shit I've said on this show before. I do not care. No, like, why are you doing? No, like, other people can do this shit. Why are you doing this shit? The guy just walked two people. You are Jahmai Jones. He of the 44 career OPS plus. Why the fuck are you doing this? And then on top of that, you're getting, when you pinch hit Jahmai Jones for Trent Grisham against a left-hander, you're doing the following two things. One, you're making your offense worse. Two, you're making your defense worse. So what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing? Why? Bro, I sat in Yankee Stadium. I paid my hard-earned money to get in that stadium. You know what I watched last night? I watched Jahmai Jones take 3 professional at-bats. 3. Do you know what he did in those at-bats? He swung at the first pitch and he flied out harmlessly to center field. He hit a 1-foot ground ball. I'm sure it wasn't 1 foot, but the catcher caught it and tagged him out. So do with that information whatever you will. And he struck out looking to end the fucking baseball game. That's what he did. That's what he did. In the 3 at-bats that he got, I watched Jahmai Jones get 3 at-bats in a somewhat serious game. Yes, it's June. I'm not flipping a shit over a June baseball game. But stupid decisions will always irk me regardless of the context. So that's why I'm sitting here rambling about that shit now. But 3 somewhat serious at-bats in a somewhat serious game against a division rival in fucking June. A team that I think is like a game behind you. And Jahmai Jones is taking 3 at-bats. Why? What's the reason?
This is one of the more fascinating baseball reference pages I've ever seen because he debuted in 2020. He only played 3 games. There was no minor leagues in 2020. You know what I mean? So, like, how did he only play 3 games in 2020 as a 22-year-old? Was he at home and they called him like, hey, we need some? Like, I don't know how that happened, and I don't care to look it up. But that's comfortably the best baseball he's ever played. Was 137 OPS plus in those 7 plate appearances. 2021, he's no longer on the Angels anymore. He's, again, 22 to 23 years old. He's on his second team. He goes to Baltimore, 72 plate appearances, 12 OPS plus. 2022, 12. 12. 2022, he's not. Let's see what happened. Let's go to his transactions. Released by the Orioles, signed as a free agent with the Dodgers July of 2022. So he wasn't with anyone. And then July 1st, so full year later, he's released by the Dodgers. So 2023, he was in the Dodgers organization. July 3rd, 2023, he signed with the Brewers. With the Brewers, he did play. He did 7 games, 55 OPS plus. Back to the transactions. Selected off waivers February 28th, 2024 by the New York Yankees from the Milwaukee Brewers. And now he's lighting the world on fire. He's got a 108 OPS plus, 19 plate appearances. I think this guy just needs more at-bats. And Boone agrees. Is Judge out? What's going on there? Like, I know Yankee fans act like his hand got cut off, but is he like going to play? Is he out?
They're just going to give him. They gave him yesterday off. I mean, the lineup is probably out.
It's got to be out.
The lineup is out. I'd assume he's not playing because the Yankees don't really have a lot of reason to not be cautious. So I assume he's out. Let's see. Yankees. Okay. There's
no lineup yet.
That's interesting.
So maybe they're still trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him. He's not going to play today, bro. I wouldn't expect it.
No, they need Jemai to get more looks.
More looks at what? At what? More looks at what? What does Jemai Jones need more looks at?
Major league pitching. Clearly, he's about to break out. When Jemai Jones,
he's my age. He ain't about to break out of shit. Maybe his skin, but damn sure not on the field.
He's 26 for another month.
Yeah, he might as well be my age, bro. He old. He old.
Younger than Luis Heel, from what I'm hearing. Just waiting on his moment.
When he puts together 2 months like Luis Heel did, I will come on the show and I'll eat a piece of paper with that on it. When he puts together two months of Luis Heel type of baseball, doing whatever. I don't care where he plays, doing whatever. I will put Jemai Jones Rookie of the Year because I don't even know if he has rookie eligibility. He probably does still somehow. I'll put that shit on a piece.
He definitely does because
put some hot sauce on that shit and eat it if that ever fucking happens. It's never gonna happen. He needs more looks. Fuck you. More looks at what?
What's disgusting about baseball? Again, he's been in the majors in some capacity, mostly since 2020. And he's accrued 0.077 surface time. He can't be a free agent until 2030. Like that's he's not even arbitration eligible until 27. Like what?
And he's not going to play enough for that either. That's
for sure not. Like, he'll be arbitration eligible when he's dead at age 89. Like there's no chance.
They're going to send that man down to AAA soon, and then we will revisit this next year, and it'll be hey. He could become a free agent in 2031. Nasty work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going to get waived for certain.
Yeah.
He'll be somewhere else next year. He must be a nice guy because these aren't dumb teams that keep picking him up.
No, listen, man. The way I saw him earlier in the season in the dugout, like he seemed to have a different handshake for everybody. He seemed to be the dat master. There's a value in that.
For sure.
That master force, there's a value in that shit because everybody likes the dat master on a team. Like I've never seen the handshake guy be disliked ever. Like it's usually a basketball
can't be. You absolutely can't be.
You can't be the dat master and be disliked if you have a handshake for everybody. Like your vibe is automatically good because you are sitting there thinking of personalized handshakes for every teammate.
Yeah, not baseball.
That's a good dude. That is a good dude to have around.
Oh, he's got a locked Twitter account. I can't have that for my franchise player.
A locked Twitter account for a professional baseball player is funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I can't have that. from the face of the franchise. Can't do it.
You are the worst.
But the once 14-game lead over the Red Sox has dwindled to 10.5. Pressure is being applied. We're a game behind the Royals, who have just swapped places with the Twins. Royce Lewis keeps hitting home runs just every fucking game. Digs in the box, slugs a home run, calls it a day. Correa continues to have a really, really, really underratedly good season.
Yes.
876 OPS, 149 OPS plus for Carlos Correa. The Buxton's played. He hasn't done anything, which is not very Byron Buxton of him.
So annoying. Like, he's finally on the field, and now he's not doing shit while he's on there. So annoying, bro.
Royce Lewis, a crisp 272 OPS plus.
How many home runs does he have, and how many at bats?
Well, he's got 8 in 14 games. He's had 50 at bats.
That's legit. That's a legit at 100 home run pace. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's on pace to pass Bonds. It's going to take him some time because he's also 25. Just the war, like he's got a 1.1 WAR. He's played 14 games.
Just please stay healthy. That's all.
He had a 170 OPS plus that's his career. Yeah, he's got a career. That's even funnier. He's at 307 at bats. He's got a 3.9 career WAR with 100.
Bro, quite literally, all Royce Lewis does is hit and get hurt. Like, respectfully, that's what he does. He hits, he gets hurt. That's it. I mean, shit. The first game this year, he was 2 for 2 with a home run, and he got hurt. That's what Royce Lewis does, bro. He hits and he gets hurt. I just hope that we can eliminate the get hurt part.
Yeah, I mean, because he's
great, man.
He debuted in 22. He's only played 84 games. Like, he played 58 last year, and a lot of it was the playoffs, which the Twins did win a playoff series last year. I give him 100% credit for that. 12, 58, and 14 games over 3 seasons. So he's played about a half of a regular season, and he's got a 3.9 WAR and a half of a regular season. He's an 8 WAR player over 162 games. And
like, I don't. And the thing is, like, I know he ain't getting those kind of. I know he's not adding a whole lot on the bases because, again, he's always fucking recovering from something. So, and like, I don't know shit about his glove. So this is all the bat.
He came up as a shortstop, and then they were like, we're going to move you to third and sign a guy whose entire body is broken per everyone else's team doctors but ours.
Yes.
And yeah, his 162 game average, again, he's played 84, so almost half. His 162 game average is 104 runs, 189 hits, 25 doubles, 48 home runs, 133 RBI. 52 walks, 131 Ks, 319, 377, 606, 983 OPS, 170 OPS plus. That's the kind of player we're talking about.
Well, all he does is hit. That's all he does.
And he's freshly 25 too.
Just stay healthy.
Yeah, first overall pick in 2017. Stay healthy and be the best player of all time. But yeah, you got to get to the stadium to watch Ben Rice and the boys try and take a series from the Orioles.
Yes, and hopefully I don't bake on the way to the stadium because, well, you know how that goes. But yeah, man, Luis Hill, go shove for 7 innings. Hopefully that's what I get to watch, and hopefully I don't see Jahmai Jones today. Hopefully.
Oh, no,
fingers crossed.
Ben Rice show, and you're gonna love it.
What? Well, you're such a negative person. You have such a nasty spirit. You know that.
You were just telling me you can't wait to watch Ben Rice. Now I'm the asshole for bringing him up.
The other person in the equation.
I believe in Jemai.
It's nice recording. See y'all.